Ever get that feeling that your parents may actually not be your parents? Like they could be imposters or something. Maybe they were aliens who decided just to kidnap you for fun, or just to make you one of their own. Or the feeling that maybe your parents were a couple of shape-shifting lizards, just to get close to you and make you a part of their family. Or to have you fed to their actual children, which is practically the same thing. But in reality, most of the time, it's just your imagination wanting to give you some extra excitement to make you feel like maybe you're special. But in reality, you're just a mistake made in a hot tub. Or maybe you're just adopted. And if by some chance you're a man who is being raised by a bunch of gorillas and have not figured that out by now, then you are stupider than a monkey. You would make me look like the smartest man alive. But just hear me out for a moment. Imagine if you're being adopted by a spy and an assassin. Every child's wet dream. And heck, let's get wacky. Why not add to this fanfiction by making yourself a telepath? And even though your fake parents don't tell you that they're a spy and assassin as well as not tell each other, you know, because guess what? You're a fucking telepath. Secrets. You hold all the power. Someone is secretly in love with you, you will know in a heartbeat. Well, this is the premise of Spy X Family. The anime starts off with a spy named Loid who meets up with an assassin named Yor. They fall in love, have a child. They have a secret mission to take down the evil cult leader Jared Leto. Because the Morbius movie was just too good of a movie. And because of that, he has formed a cult that is able to take over the world. So Loid and Yor has to take him down to save the world, while also keeping their secret identities away from the child Anya. Okay, that is what I thought it was about, other than the Jared Leto part. My first thoughts of the show were just that. I saw the ending song and some fan art from the series. I had truly no idea what I was getting into with this series. I knew that Loid was a spy and Yor was an assassin, but I didn't know that Anya was a telepath, or that they were a fake family. I knew almost nothing, but man did this show blow away all the expectations I had for the show. The true story is a secret agent named Twilight, the best spy in all was Dallas. Twilight has discarded everything about his past in order to work for the country in opposition to the country Ostania. Ostania, I don't care. Which is why he has no real name and his current name is merely an alias. He has a new mission though. His mission is to get close to Donovan Desmond. But since he only goes to the social gatherings at the private school his son attends, that is the only way to get in contact with him. Twilight needs to get a wife and a child and enroll that child at the same school, as the peace between the East and the West may depend on this mission. Twilight accepts. Thus, he enters a marriage with Yor Forger and becomes the adoptive father of Anya Forger. His alias name is Loid Forger, and his wife passed away 2 years ago, and he has been raising Anya as a single father since then. Or that is what he wanted you to think, because you know, he's a secret agent and all. And with the powers of Anya's telepathy, her width, her strength, and of course her face, she cannot be stopped. She will take over the world! Spy X Family has become one of my favorite anime of the year, and most definitely my favorite of the current spring season. Even though I haven't watched any other anime from this season, this anime has unironically made it into my top 30 favorite anime and manga of all time. And directly after episode 4, I decided to pick up the manga and caught up to the manga in under a week. And then just recently, reread it in a day. I loved every chapter I read, I loved every episode I have watched, and the anime has done the manga the justice it deserves. But I guess me saying that it's in my top 30 may cause some controversy with some people, and if it does, then get a life. People be like,
my cow, there's absolutely no way he stands up to the mastery of pacing like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's not deep in something like Zero Spearman Slaying or the Evangelion.
And to all of you that are saying this, I say, Saitama can beat Goku.
You shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck up! You shut the
My top 50 favorite anime of all time are the anime that I have enjoyed all the way through, and have a similar experience to it because of how much I liked it. Each episode and chapter, I had a smile on my face. I laughed at each of them. It was my type of humor. Each chapter was just feeding more wholesome energy into my soul. I enjoyed myself throughout the entire series. The plot may not be anything special, and the show might not be anything revolutionary. It doesn't mean that it isn't good just because it's not the next big thing. And I do agree that it's far from the next big thing, but that doesn't mean that it can't be good and enjoyable. I love it just so much. Is it a masterpiece like something like Full Metal Alchemist? No, but this is because one of them is complete. Firstly, there are two completely different shows. Two true. Full Metal Alchemist is finished while Spy X Family is only on chapter 62. And if I'm being honest, as much as I love Full Metal Alchemist, I prefer Spy X Family. And I know that's a hot take, but this is the type of show I love, and this is my favorite type of genre. I enjoyed all the chapters I've read and all the episodes I've watched. Now I will admit this is probably more recency bias because it's been like 2 full years since the last time I watched Full Metal Alchemist. But I do remember not enjoying each episode of Full Metal Alchemist. I can admit that the story and characters may be superior in Full Metal Alchemist, but I had more fun catching up to Spy X Family than I remember catching up to Full Metal Alchemist. Now is Spy X Family all that? No, but I love it so much. Anya makes every episode even better. She is so adorable and hilarious. If you wonder why this show is so popular, then you have clearly not watched the show. All the faces she makes me laugh and smile. She is so gosh darn wholesome. In episode 1, we meet Anya, who is a person who has never been really loved by many people. The person who was raising these kids did not care for her much. Then a random man comes to adopt a child and she takes his chance. She uses her mind powers to do everything the man wants because she wanted to be loved. She wanted to be cared for, while also knowing that he is a very cool spy named Loid, or codenamed Twilight. But he, being a true spy, must keep his identity sealed. No one must know his objective. And little does he know, he's dealing with a fucking telepath who can read his every thought. Especially the thoughts he has about wanting to ditch Anya or even bang Yor. Why do you think they're even a family? Because of Anya being a cheeky bastard. But no one can be mad at her for long. Have you seen how adorable she is? Anya just being adopted and knowing that her father is a spy must keep her knowledge a secret and to keep her true identity a secret. Like father, like daughter. So she does what any sane girl would do in her position. She instantly finds the spy gear and reveals their position to the enemy, as well as ditch a random person in Morse code. Why am I getting Eren Yeager flashbacks? So Anya gets kidnapped. God damn it, Eren! How dare you show Anya these taxes are getting kidnapped? We don't need another Eren Yeager. On second thought, we do, because he is the great protagonist of all time. So yes, show Anya how to be the greatest character in all of anime. Show her how to be kidnapped. Loid finds out about her kidnapping because, I mean, did you see his apartment? It was trash. A goddamn baby can figure it out. Plus, he was a tat. A monkey would throw his poop in the direction the criminals went because it was blindly obvious, even to blind people. Loid tracks down the criminals, impersonates one of them, and saves Anya without any trouble whatsoever because he's the best spy on the planet. This story follows the protagonist Loid as he tries to save the world, but it also follows the protagonist Yor and the protagonist in Anya as they also go through their own tribulations. Anya, a character who has never been loved, is now having the time of her life. In the first episode, she gets praised by Loid for passing the test to get into Eden College. Her first time ever getting praised, and it's from someone she respects greatly, from someone she deeply cares about, and this person is praising her. Of course she'll start to blush when her parents start praising her. And if you think she is being sexualized in the show, then please seek help. You may be suffering from a sickness called Bruce Wayne syndrome. Anya getting this praise brought a smile to my face because you saw a girl who was practically shunned from the world, not having too many friends to play with, having no one to love her anymore. Finally, smile. It made me feel so giddy and happy. It brought tears to my eyes thinking what she went through, never having this love, and seeing her finally get it is amazing. She finally gets to have that in Loid, and she is finally happy. Loid cares about her, even if he doesn't show it completely. The man does not want to put her in harm's way. And then skipping to episode 4, his true feelings came out. He starts to become attached to her and Yor. I mean, he was willing to punch an instructor because they made Anya cry, damn it. But let's face it, anyone would do that in his shoes because Anya is just too precious. Next, we move on to Yor. She is someone who always brings more to the table than just random fan service or plot. Rias. Sorry, the cough was kind of insane. While Yor works as an ordinary clerk at Berlin City Hall, she also leads a secret life as a garden assassin with the codename Thorn Princess. She and Loid get married to fulfill their separate goals, with the former becoming the adopted mother of Anya Forger. Yor, even though she is only pretending to be the mother of the family, she truly intends to be a great mother for Anya. She doesn't treat it as a job or an act. She treats it like a natural mother. She tries to understand Anya. She tries to be a mother that Anya could love and rely on. In one of the later episodes, Anya is about to get kidnapped and Yor becomes furious. She isn't just acting, she doesn't pretend or just try and play it off. No, she had the intent to kill the kidnappers from the start, and it was far from an act. She publicly announced that Anya was her daughter. Yor has zero social skills and would usually come off as a kind of detached individual. Yor is very straightforward and was described as a robot by Camila. That bitch. Yor is incredibly calm and collected and is able to keep her composure in the midst of battle, which means instant A tier waifu for me. She is incredibly polite to the point of asking her targets if she may take their lives. Even though she is an assassin, Yor is a genuinely kind person with a strong maternal and big sister instinct. After becoming a family with Loid and Anya, Yor becomes more expressive and opens up to her coworkers, asking for help to be a better wife or a better cook. Even though it's all for a secret plan to get into Eden College, she still tries to become the best wife and mother she can be. Her willingness to do this is one thing I love the most. I can see why so many like her as a waifu, even though the reason for people liking her is just for her to step on them. Yor is incredibly kind. She has so many amazing qualities to her that makes people fall in love with her. One of my favorite qualities is that every time there is a problem, say Anya is number 1 on the waitlist to get in if a kid drops out, her first thought is, well, what if I do the murder? Yor has been shown to be insecure about herself and her abilities, believing she is not good at anything apart from killing or cleaning, and she is constantly worrying that she may not be a good wife or mother. But those thoughts are pointless because she is a good mother. Anya tells her this constantly, and even Loid says it to her. Yor may come off as the weakest character among the main cast, but she is truly fantastic. She is one of my favorite parts about this show, especially when she is drunk and trying to kill Loid. Finally, we have Loid. As a spy, his personality is very cold and efficient for his job, doing whatever it takes to complete the mission. From joining terrorist organizations to dating his target's daughter to becoming a father. Even with this, he has a kind personality. We see this when he rescues Anya, even risking his own identity as a spy. He sincerely empathizes with Yor about sacrificing himself for the sake of others and their belief, becoming the deciding factor for Yor's decision to marry him. Loid is honestly my favorite character in this show. This is a show where it can be really goofy and wacky. It's full of smiles and laughs. This show also has its sad moments. I have cried multiple times throughout the series, especially some moments with Anya. The biggest one that comes to mind is episode 4 when we saw Anya cry because of that bitch of an instructor. I was full of rage and sadness because Anya was too precious to me and I couldn't see her cry. Loid is also one of those reasons. He may not have as tragic of a backstory as someone like Guts, but his backstory is still tragic. In episode 1, we only know that he was an orphan, and that was it. In the manga, we find out more about him, and it's honestly a very good one. And you also see that Tao is a kid and Loid as a kid with the exact same child. His development may not be anything crazy or anything we haven't seen before, but it doesn't mean that it isn't good. It honestly is good. Then again, I am a fan of Gintama, so take my words as a grain of salt. Spy's Family is nothing special. It brings nothing new to the medium. It doesn't have the greatest characters of all time that will change the medium and that will change people's lives forever and even cure cancer. But this show is truly one of my favorites. I want more shows that constantly make me smile. I want more shows that provide me with so much enjoyment like this one does. Every time I was feeling down about myself, I only had one thing on my mind. I couldn't wait for the next chapter or episode of this show. Because people like Anya were bringing me so much enjoyment with all her new faces and funny responses she comes up with. And just her being absolutely precious. Or Yor being a very lovable and enjoyable human being. Every time she was on screen, she is so genuine and enjoyable. And when she is drunk, her comedy peaks. And seeing this calm agent and Loid becoming more of a family man and more of a father rather than just a pretend one or just a spy. Or seeing Loid just become an absolute badass by beating the crap out of so many agents or thugs. And finally, the animation in some of the OST is absolutely banging. Especially the animation in episode 5. It felt like it came out of another anime like JJK. Every character is amazing, and this show is something I will always want to watch and rewatch. It will probably be one of my go-to anime to watch if I ever feel down, stressed, or depressed. It is truly a fantastic show. But also, did you guys read the latest chapter where Yor and Loid had sex?
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. I just wanted to let you guys know that I do have a part 2 of this that goes a little bit deeper into why I love it so much and why unironically it might be my top 20 favorite anime of all time. If you want to check it, just go on, click the little video on the top right corner or wherever it is. I don't fucking know. Just clip that one. Yeah, that one right there, and you'll find out why.